All right, 3, 2, 1.
So what about artists more like in the 2000s era? Like who were some of your
I'm sorry,
influences?
wait, that was way too good, Melly.
What?
Let's do it again.
What?
What the fuck?
She took me by storm of how fucking perfect. I just want to acknowledge how perfect.
This is good B-roll. This is good B-roll.
Hello, everybody. Recording live from somewhere.
It's The Session with Mel G.
And now for my next number, I'd like to return to the classic.
I'm doing biceps for. Thank
Hi,
you.
Mimi. She's
I'm
Mimi.
sorry, Michelle. Melissa.
Oh fuck, you know, butchering that. I do that.
Remember when I said I didn't feel that drink?
Welcome everybody to TheSessionTv. This is Mel G. I'm accompanied by a very special guest, Kevin Konnors. On the camera work visuals, we got Vince Rives with Rives Media. Welcome by also my manager Mimi and Lo, my homie. Thank you guys for being here, and I'm very happy to have you. Let's cheers it up.
Thank you. You gotta use your left hand.
Oh,
and you gotta look in the eyes.
All right.
That's a real thing.
Cheers.
Yeah.
We're here to celebrate Verano. Super excited for you because you've had such a journey. You know, today you're known as Kevin Konnors. However, before you've gone by so many other names, first K-Threat. So I just want to know where that started. What got you into music, and where did you start like getting into hip hop and writing and all that?
All right, well, we're gonna start, I guess, with my boy off the camera, Lo, my cousin. He, if I'm correct, I think you came up with the name. Yes, he came up with the name because so the way I started is with my boy Chris Manifesto. That he.
That was your first project?
Yes, with him, you did some research. Yes, that was my first project with, which was him, that never really happened. It was like a joint project. It was a first project. Yeah, so he got me into it. We used to freestyle, cause his brother Simba, you know Simba that.
Yes, I saw him in a couple features.
With the spelling, Simba with the spelling. He I met him in middle school, and then like when we started hanging out, we would freestyle and like, yo, play the instrumental. This was what like still when we were like hip hop as fuck.
Yeah, of course.
You know, and I would just rap like some absurd shit, and he's like, dude, like it's that moment, like stop it, like, yo, you should record. You know, I've heard a bunch of stories like that. That's literally how mine went. So after that, we would record. We went to his cousin's house and we would record like in a closet, like mattress up, you know, like classic shit.
Of course.
And yeah, that's how I started.
And what were some of your inspirations growing up? You're a little bit younger than me, so I'm just curious about like who are your favorites, who are your greats to you, like growing up, and some inspirations that influenced that lyrical bar shit that you started with initially.
Yeah. So damn, Lo, dímelo. You're gonna be mentioned a gazillion times, cause he was like, dude, he came in like as a big brother showing me like shit. So he showed like what I guess would be my inspirations at the beginning. Like again, rap.
Yeah.
Not saying I'm on that same wave. Again, artists, I've been changing it up. But how I started was like Slaughterhouse, like Joe Budden,
that's what I'm talking about. My boy Joe.
And then, you know, like real shit. Like we only do real shit around here. You know, like real rap.
I even noticed you did a Prime beat on one of the songs on one of your EPs.
Yes.
I was impressed because I was
Diablo.
like, damn, he picked Prime. Okay.
And it was
I love that song.
It was because of Lo, because he's like, yo, he's been like, bro, for like a fucking year, like, yo, get on this beat, and I was like, fuck it.
Yeah. And what about like a little bit more into the 2000s? Like, were you more influenced by newer artists? Because I know that we build on Absol being one of the greats, so I feel like.
Oh shit! All right, that was a good one. All right, Absol, super inspiration.
Of course.
You know,
he's like my favorite.
That guy, I still think he's like top. I would say like it sounds like so outlandish. I'll say he's like a top 3.
Not all. He's
top
my favorite
5.
out of TD. You ain't gotta explain it to me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm dying for that project.
Yeah,
to
when he
drop,
goes, if I'm not better than Kendrick, nobody is.
Yeah,
That's his fucking bar.
hell yeah.
So that TD camp, I was in that whole fucking space for a while. You know, Kendrick,
Solo's my
coming up.
favorite though over Kendrick. Honestly, I just feel like he's such a lyrical master. Like he
Top
just
3,
yo.
top 5.
I don't give a shit. Like he's the best, man. Like I love Kendrick and he has such a creative like artistry, but it's just on another level with Ab.
Exactly. So again, the quote, "If I'm not better than Kendrick."
Nobody is. Love that, man. So I have a question for you. Out of all the projects you have, because you have multiple, like between albums and EPs, what's your personal favorite?
Oof.
If you had to choose.
already the heat-seeking questions. I would say I'm always gonna go with my latest stuff, but there's songs that I listen to that I go, which I'm sure a lot of artists do. It's like, shit, that's what I want to make right now. That I made it already. I want to keep making it, but I'll just go with my latest. I'll go with Guilt Trip.
Okay.
Because it took a minute, you know,
Creating
to
it, you
get
mean.
that done, and I love it. I like albums top to bottom.
Yeah.
Like I want to play it.
It's like a production, like a story, like a movie almost.
And just how a song ends and then how the next one starts is, to me, is beautiful. It's like
Sequencing,
art.
so
Like,
important, yeah.
Yes, like I take like such a passion.
Do you feel like you hate your old music now? Because not that I get that vibe off of you, and I feel like a lot of artists feel this way, that eventually like you grow out of things and like you're like, man, I'm not even on that type of shit anymore. So do you feel like you're like, damn, I don't even like that shit, hearing that old Kevin anymore?
So I don't hate it, but you always have that vibe of
Yeah.
that feeling of a little
Cringy,
cringe, the
yeah,
little cringe.
oh my
But
God.
it's not. So I just go at that moment. I did what I absolutely could at that moment, and how my voice sounded at that moment, and the beats, the accessibility I had to beats and shit. So
That's real.
I'll listen back and be like,
Damn.
yeah, I still have some bars. You know what I'm saying? So,
No, absolutely, yo. And do you have like any favorite producer that you like to work with now that you've been doing music for a couple years?
favorite producer that I like to work with.
Yeah.
So I always, anybody that says that they don't do this is a fucking liar. Those type beats, you just search them
I know
up.
what you mean.
But I find, so what I like to do about that, because I don't like to go and find one with 1.2 million views.
Yeah, of
and
course.
I like to delve deep. Like I'll be riding in the car and I won't be listening to music. I'll be on
Beats.
YouTube sending beats, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I had a stick shift car and I had to change it to an automatic. I swear one of the reasons was because I would type shit down and I couldn't, and traffic and shit. I swear to God, that was
so
one of the reasons
funny.
I changed to an automatic car, which sounds like
Hilarious.
crazy.
No, but
Yeah, so I'll find like producers that are a little low key, and I'll go to the channel and I'll find, dope beats. But now I'll take the opportunity to shout out like producers here in Miami. Someone I like working with would be, that I want to work with more, is Mikey Law. I don't know if you ever heard of him.
I've heard of that name, yeah.
He's one of the little diamonds in the rough right now, I believe. He's just super good. Yucky Poor, we have some things we're gonna work on as a producer here. So I'm trying now to
Yeah.
be.
More building a relationship. That's why I
Yeah.
asked you, because I feel like as an artist, I think that's special. When you find a producer that you really connect with, and then you can really build off that, and then between
And that
him
you
and
like
both of
their
you,
shit.
both of you guys
Yeah.
start building and growing as an artist, as a producer.
Yeah,
So
I literally got a session like 2 weeks ago, and we just sat in and built the beat from scratch. That's super nice. I've never had that
Exactly. Damn, that's a
that
dope
opportunity.
experience.
Yeah.
So speaking of, that music that maybe you hate now or you cringe at, like, is there anything that happened that was like traumatic, or maybe that changed you, that made you, because you started off with 2 Cents, and it was mad dope. Like, I was mad surprised, because, in my research, I've kind of gone all over the place, but when I heard that album, I was like, holy shit, you know what I mean? And then it went more darker after a while. So was there something that happened to you, like, specifically that you can share with us, as
Yeah.
much as possible?
Yeah, just
What happened there?
Just things I think that everybody probably goes
Growing
through. The
pains.
normal, relationships, overthinking about just where you're at the moment, relationships
You went
again.
through some shit, nah. It's
So
cool. It's all learning
yeah,
experience, like
so
you said.
then for sure, and or 100% was that indecision, because it's or it's like, wow, I don't know.
Like, where do I go? Yeah, what do I do?
And then a lot of those songs were dark as shit because I was
Going through it.
going like
Yeah.
bad stages,
Yeah.
like bad stages, and so it went from I guess 2 Cents was just like, oh, I got bars, and then or was the space between those two projects was like super separated, like 2 years, just like this one, like 2 years. So that was the darker for sure. Even the cover's dark, everything's dark.
Yep.
And then now Guilt Trip was, I feel like it's when people say, oh, this is the album it took my whole life to make. This is kind of what Guilt Trip was, on like a smaller scale,
But like, you poured yourself into that shit.
I poured it, but it was already like a out of it was still like some dark times, but you could hear in a lot of the music
It was
that
like a
I'm
rebirth
like
almost.
close by, like everything's close by, like write me off, like it was good feeling, more good feeling than.
Was there anything in particular that helped you overcome that dark stage, would you say?
Time, the only thing that will ever help. It's not even, I'm trying to say the perfect answer. It's the answer is, I would say time. That it's like, it's gonna suck. Like, whatever there's nothing that's gonna make it better. You could be drinking your ass off, you could be smoking your ass off. You can hang out with all the people you want to hang out with. It's never gonna go away till you go through it.
I appreciate
So yeah, so that was kind of what I did was just, fuck it. I gotta, you know what I'm saying? I gotta go through it. So it went from like dark to like lighter, and I think I'm gonna be making some goddamn hits now.
Yes, man, I love that
Yes.
energy. I noticed also too in the dark stages, did you feel like you had maybe a problem with sobriety or things like that, like when you were going through those stages?
Yeah, definitely. I would say I drank. You know what I'm saying? I drank. You know, just like Mac. I saw that. We'll touch in on him. You know, September 7th, Mac. Rest in peace. That he said. I don't know if you saw the Stop Making Excuses. Was that what it was called?
From who?
Mac. The document. The little. You saw it. You need to check it out.
Okay.
That he said, stop making excuses. He goes, you know, now I've been sober for. And he goes, don't get me wrong. It was super sad. He goes, don't get me wrong. I still get fucked up. So it's kind of like that vibe, yeah. So it was kind of like that. Yeah, definitely. I felt like that dark time, I was going in for sure. I had some dangerous times too, you know, that I could be like, not to be like, again, like over dramatic or like corny and
None
shit.
of that, yo.
I'm not, bro.
This
I'm
is
always,
real shit.
I always want to let people know I am not that. Like, I almost died. But
You said that in one of your songs you had a near-death experience or something like that, right?
maybe more than one. But not even like near death, but just like shit could have happened, you know? So
we take it for granted sometimes that we made
yeah.
it through those freaking crazy times. Because as a kid, like, we all did wild shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. But this,
no shame.
again, this was more like on that wild side where you wake up and you're like,
Damn, what I do.
whoa, let me just check what my surroundings, what the fuck is going on. And yeah, so I went to the dark times. But again, I go, dude, like I used to be like, oh, fuck, man. Oh, fuck, damn, dude. I have a problem and shit going on. And I go, yo, like, how many people go through this? Like, how many, like, you know? And I think you need those sketchy times. Because it
Makes you who you are, right?
makes you more solid in the future. Like, all right, I know what not to do. Okay.
So you already mentioned that today marks the 1 year anniversary of, you know, my homie Mac. Unfortunately passed away. May he rest in peace. And I just wanted to ask you, like, how did he affect you, or how did he influence you in your music, in your musical journey as an artist?
Something I always just think about is just go, damn. I had one of my dreams was like, one day, like it's a dream, like one day being in the studio with him. Who knows? Like, who fucking knows? I'm like,
never know.
and now the only sad thing about that is like,
You'll never know.
you never know.
Right?
You know what I'm saying? So, but so like, I wasn't into his new stuff. Like, new stuff.
The earlier projects, yeah.
Earlier stuff, like Kids and all that. In fact, it was so funny because in high school, again, since I was like, Slaughterhouse, like, I gotta rap.
Yeah.
And then, like, my boy's like, yo, Mac, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you don't know shit. I was like, so fucking, like, fuck Mac Miller, like, Kids,
It was
my
crazy
ass, you
how
know?
shit changes.
So, but when I started, like, you know, getting out there, I'm like, damn, I gotta, like, listen to other shit or whatever. And then I heard Macadelic was the one I did. Yeah, Macadelic, my boy, and that's when I was already entering college.
Mm-hmm.
And fuck, it just hit all at the same time, like, everything, like, whether it was going out, partying, like, getting fucked up, like, girls or whatever. Everything just
Relatable,
hit,
yeah.
hit, right? Which is why there needs to be artists at every era, every decade or whatever, maybe repeating similar things,
Yeah.
but to their
That's the thing, yeah. I think you
audience.
said that because artists need to find a way to speak to their audience. Like, people hear shit
and there needs to be one
differently,
every
yeah.
time, because
That's
if someone
dope.
goes, oh, someone talked about that one time, like, dude, but like there's a kid that's 10 years old that I'm 24, he's 10, he's gonna be, you know, 15, 20, he's gonna need that other person. So that hit for me at that moment, you
Damn.
know? And but then after that, like, just creatively, again, Chris Manifesto, since he showed me all the, like starting up, like rapping or whatever, he showed me movies with the
Watching movies with the sound off. Oh my God, that's where I started.
And he
That's where I
goes, bro,
started.
just listen. He played it loud as fuck. in the fucking Altima that he's had for like 88 years. And he just shitted on him. And he playing that shit, and I just remember like, bro, but listen to every detail. Forget about the bars. Forget about like, look at the sounds. Look how detailed he is, how layered it is.
He was such an artist. Yo.
How there's so much more that people like don't notice. And as an artist, if you know like how it is to be in a studio, and then you go, okay, let me try to duplicate something like this, and you go, oh fuck, this is not.
It's not that
This
easy,
is not go in there, do fucking ad-libs, do whatever. No, this is, and I say that because I remember Bird Call, one of the songs, that he fucking had like a bunch of,
Yeah, man,
and
it's hard.
he was just, to me, he was great. Faces is my favorite mixtape of all time.
Oh man, that one got me through some shit, yo.
And it's my favorite mixtape of all
'Cause-
time, whether someone says it's wonderful or not. That's not the way I classify it. I classify it as what you, how you enjoyed it, like
Yeah.
what you went
It got me through
went
shit. Like,
through, or
literally.
you. And I remember listening to it when I felt at my downest, and
Colors and Shapes, yo.
Colors and Shapes is epic,
I
bro.
cry every time I hear that
Yeah,
shit. Like it just
bro.
hits different, yo. That mixtape was incredible. Do you have like a favorite project of his? Is it Faces?
That one, Faces.
Faces?
Favorite all time. And then movies, yeah, watching movies with the sound up. And then I knew, so after that, what was it? After Faces?
It goes.
Oh, Good AM, no?
Good AM or
Good AM.
Yeah.
That intro again. I probably cried to that intro. Like I don't give a shit to say I cried. Music's my passion. I've cried to a million songs, sitting in like
yeah.
a parking lot listening to that intro. Like, okay, it's gonna be okay,
Yeah.
because Mac Miller says it's gonna be okay.
Hell yeah, I felt that so
So-
many times, yo. Oh my god. So anyway, speaking of.
We had our Mac set.
Hell yeah, I had to rep, you know.
Yeah, that's actually.
So speaking of your music,
Yeah.
I mentioned earlier that I started my research a little bit like all over the place because I started with Guilt Trip just to get a taste of your style and everything. But when I went back to hear everything, I started with 2 Cents.
Mhm.
And speaking of intros, hearing that intro track, you made me write down your whole verse. I was like, yo, what is
What?
happening, yo? Like it was a song called
All
Show
right, guys,
Up.
she's
It's called
pretty.
It's
She's
called
fucking
Show
sick.
Up. It's called Show Up. Yo,
Show to show.
I was just like, what the fuck got into Kevin, yo? Like that made me realize how you started the lyrical journey that you had in the beginning,
Yeah.
and then you were just like kind of letting that go almost. Like you've blossomed into this other person, but like,
Yeah.
some of the lines that I like were trying to gain a lot with no motherfucking fitness because I've been pushing weight. Talk about my 140 tightrope. That whole line, because I related to that so much. Like you're just playing that tug of war with yourself.
Yeah.
Yo, man, those bars that you spit.
See, that's one of the songs
A1,
that
yo.
that's one of the songs that I'll listen back and I'll be like, okay, I gotta
I
plug
still
that one
got
into
it, yo,
something
you
now,
know?
you know.
Yeah. Was that also like a mixtape that you were rapping over other people's beats? Because I was.
Yeah, there
Or
was
was it
some.
like a mixture? Because I was like a little confused. I recognized
Cents,
some
right?
of them. Yeah, I
Yes.
recognized some of them, and then I didn't. So I was unsure there.
Yeah, I did like Threats by Denzel Curry.
I saw that
when I
one.
first
Repping
came.
Florida, you already
So
know.
I would do a lot of other people's beats, and those shits are not even taken down now. Now you can't even remix
Really?
a track. I tried doing Drake's when he came out with the playlist More Life.
Yeah, okay.
That I forgot what fucking song. It was the first one, and I tried putting it. I tried putting it up on SoundCloud, and they take it down. Back then, I was still, remember, we're in this transitional period where it's
The
like
streaming, yeah.
I'm still, which I'm happy about. Like I'm from '94.
Those are your roots, though.
I'm still in an age where I could remember what real or things like mixtape, the feel
Yeah,
of mixtape,
hell yeah.
the remixing.
Lil Wayne, yo.
Chamillionaire, one of the greatest fucking people for mixtapes all time.
Dope.
They'll just get everybody's beats and fuck. Now, as soon as someone dropped a song, even Drake till not that long ago when he said Draft Day, that I did Draft Day, it's on YouTube, that I think it was K-Threat by then, it was like, he says, I'm gonna leave some beat at the end so you could loop it and get your bars
That's true.
off.
I remember that.
So it was still a thing, but now we transitioned to it where it sucks. Like no one really, I don't want to remix a song anymore. One, I can't post it up, and two, you don't get the same feel of, yo, you heard what Kevin Konnors did on this guy's song?
Yeah, 'cause I
it's
feel
not
that.
cool anymore. It's like you gotta make your own thing, except for like a Joyner or Lucas, which is the exception. Tory Lanez, I don't know if you've heard of
I
him,
love
but-
Tory Lanez.
Yeah.
Hello.
Well, they did a back, now they
Yeah,
did
the battle rap back
on the
and forth
baby,
shit,
on the
yeah.
baby, his song. So there's little exceptions, but now, so yeah, I was all over people's beats on my mixtapes. Now, even if it was still a thing, I want to create my own.
That's
like,
dope. I appreciate that because it's so
Yeah.
like it's so weird to me that now in 2019, like whether it's movies, music, everybody's trying to recreate the past. Like I don't understand that. Like we should be progressing and moving forward. So I appreciate you even saying that.
Oh,
you're
yeah,
just
there's
like,
people
I want to
using-
create. Like I want to do my own shit. You know what I
There's
mean?
people using. It's cool to get some inspo. What
Absolutely,
they say.
and like everybody's gonna love the classics. So like that to me is like a home run. Like you know, it's always gonna be.
They
easy
say
to
the
do that.
greatest, the best artists in the world always steal or something like that. That's what Picasso said.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's more of a muse thing, not like blatantly
muse.
steal.
I feel
But so there's still some muse. But yeah, I'm still big on like, I want to make my own shit. That's why I'm off kind of like the hip hop. I'm more like, it's easy.
Yeah.
I could
Flex. Okay.
I could. No, but
If you
for-
wanted to, you can let it off,
Yeah,
but
if
you
you
don't
gi-
have to.
if you give me a boom
bap,
bap, if you give me a boom bap beat, I mean it's.
out of here.
You might as well pick it up in a bakery, it's
Yeah.
cake. Was that good? No? Was that corny?
No.
You might as well pick that shit up in a bakery. That shit is cake. But it's I don't want to do that. It's like, I want to fucking make something that makes me uncomfortable. I want to make something that's like weird sounds. I want to use my voice in like weird ways, you
That's
know what I'm
dope.
saying?
I appreciate
So-
that. Do you feel like you've used autotune? Like how did that help you? And
It's so funny. The first time I went to the studio and I did an auto-tune song, my producer's like, "You're never coming back." Like
Oh,
back to what you
shit.
were. I'm like, "Cause it sounds amazing." It was
oh, okay.
like it sounded good. It was lately.
And you feel like it's helped, like, because I hear you singing and get a little bit more melodic in your songs. So
It does help. I don't like the blatant. Like,
I'm not such a fan. I can't say that I
auto-tune.
love it. Like I'm not like a super fan and like. Sometimes if you overdo it, it's like overwhelming. It's like too
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
But I feel like you did it like very light and it kind of helped.
I use it. In fact, when I go to the studio, I go, "Yo, do my thing." You know, and he knows that it's not too much, it's not too little.
right.
And it's only for certain. Sometimes we don't even use it, but a lot of times it's like a little tweak. It sounds nice. At the
Yeah,
end of the day,
sometimes.
you're not gonna be at a performance at every moment of your life. You're gonna be more than anything, more
Recording.
than 90%. You're gonna be in your car listening to it.
Yeah.
So what do you want to create is a good sound, and if it sounds good, well, fuck it.
Absolutely. There's another track on here that I wanted to mention. It's called Darker Days. I just wanted to mention it because it reminded me of hope so much. Like, just give you that push, that you might need on a dark day. And there's a line in particular that you said, "I swear to God, I don't swear often, not afraid of death, but I still wouldn't see my daddy in a coffin." So I just wanted to ask you about that because, not to get too deep, but you mentioned your dad a lot in your music.
Oh yeah,
so
that one I was.
I just wanted to.
I was still. I guess I'm old. It's not like you go through it. I'm like, that was one of my first projects. Like by my, that may have been. Yeah, that was my own. That was my first project. Yeah, first one by myself. So
Okay.
like you said, the first one was Joy. So I'm like, shit. I gotta mention my pops because that's something that hit super hard. He passed when I was 12.
Okay.
And it's like, what was the bar? It was
Not afraid of death, but still wouldn't see my daddy in a coffin.
yeah, exactly. It's like now I'm not like I guess that was when I was starting off a little with the recklessness, and I was
Okay.
like, dude, I don't even give a shit. Like I'm just young, I'm doing whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not afraid of death, but yeah, that was one of like the points in my life. Like
Yeah, you say
I didn't
that a
go
lot, that
like
you're not afraid of you touch on that subject a lot, and again, not to mention Mac, but it reminded me of him because so much of his music was like
around
touching on the
the
death and
idea
like being
of the-
scared or like what if this happens to me, and like I heard that a lot too in your music.
Yeah, I catch myself randomly. I don't like to say I have like this obsession with like that sometimes happens with like obsession with death. You could catch yourself in periods like I'll just randomly be like, oh shit, I gotta die one day. You know what I'm saying? But then there comes like at
Only
that
thing
point.
guaranteed,
Exactly, and at that point I wasn't like afraid because I'm like, yeah, I'm wilding out so much, like whatever. But it's so funny that I'm not afraid of it, but I didn't go to my dad's funeral
Wow.
because I didn't want to.
You
like,
weren't ready.
See him.
Yeah,
Nah,
it's
nah.
fucking
And
difficult,
it's
yo.
it's kind of crazy. So like that, it's so similar, but it's like I'm a pussy to that.
Nah, not at
It's
all.
like I don't want to go
Do
see
you
that.
feel like? Because I feel like that's right. You acted on what was in your heart.
Yeah, I
But
was
do you
young.
regret that at all? Like now that you're
Oh
older,
yeah,
looking
that's
back.
like a way deeper. Yeah, for sure. It's probably one of my regrets. But I was 12.
Yeah, it's going to my
So,
grandma's funeral at that age was fucking
yeah,
impossible.
it was
so I
tough.
feel that.
Yeah.
So one of my memorable lines too on this one was, "I wake up every day with the goal to be consistent. I'm running from the evil, but I still can't see the distance." I personally related to that because like it's so hard.
Yeah, I'm pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Damn, but you're
No,
so
'cause
you
know
go
what
in.
I mean. Like I go through that on a daily. Like being consistent in anything you do is so fucking difficult. So, and then running from the evils, you're fighting internally with your own demons and shit. So like I appreciated that line so much because
It's
you
like
pour
run-
yourself into your music. So I appreciated that.
It's like running on a treadmill sometimes.
Yeah,
You're like,
man.
damn, you're on that bitch, and
like,
you're like,
can't
wait,
catch up, yo.
I'm in the same place, you know. So it's kind of what it is, and yeah, at that time I was in that space. It kind of carried on to the and or,
Yeah.
but it kind of lightens up now, and yeah, it's just things everybody
It's
needs
a
to go
journey,
tap
right?
into. Yeah.
So one of the most important tracks for me, besides what I just mentioned, was the outro, the not so outro, on 2 Cents, where you
Not
just
so outro.
fam, you took me by surprise. Like I was not expecting a poetry slam on that fucking track, but like
I don't even remember.
wow,
what
it's so many bars, it's so much shit.
Yeah.
Like you just went the fuck off, and I just wanted to know if like. Have you ever thought about like maybe doing a poetry slam or like shit like that or like battle rapping? Cause like that's the type of tip that you were on that track. It was the most important for me, to be honest. Like,
Yeah?
I was mad taken aback by that.
So definitely with listening to the shit I would listen to.
Yeah.
The
It drove you
slaughterhouse,
there,
all that
yeah.
shit. I was like, oh shit, I guess I got a battle rap at some point. But nah, it's not. It's such a different field. Shout out to them. But poetry, definitely. I'm kind of a softie. I like the softer shit.
I love that.
I want to do. I've thought about it because I'm like, some verses I have that if I do them a cappella or like.
That's how I felt.
They would
listening
sound
to that
so.
shit, yo.
They would sound so good. So I've thought about going, but I haven't. I've actually thought more about doing a stand-up. Just
that's
random
dope.
as fuck.
That's
I want to do a
dope, though.
stand-up. You heard it here first. Kevin Konnors, just fucking stand-up. Nah, but yeah, like going up. There's a lot of places where you could go up. You could do
Yeah.
poetry. You could do like a million things. So I'll probably do it.
And I love that you said that. I don't know if that was your first project officially, besides the Chris Manifesto collab, but that you said this isn't even an outro. This is more like an intro, bitch, and you just like closed it out that way. So I was like, yo, that was literally like my reintroduction because I had heard Guilt Trip, but then like rehearing
You're bringing me
that,
back now.
I was
Yeah.
like, holy shit, like man, this was really my introduction. Like I was not expecting that.
Yeah,
at all,
it was really, and I appreciate you going back and checking it out. It was, yeah, that was kind of like, cause I'm like, it's an outro, but I'm like, yo, like,
You're stating
I'm
yourself,
I'm
like,
warming
I'm
up. I'm not
here,
even
yo.
warming up. I'm just trying to get these bars off and see what's next, you know? So yeah, it was an intro.
Dope.
Outro was an intro.
And you now have a series also that is called whatever year your
Yes.
your age, if I can say. So
Yeah.
what got you into starting that series?
It was a switch in year 21 was the first one, and it was a switch, and I met my new engineer, which is a great way to introduce him, Nico Rebel.
Shout out to him.
Amazing. He got his first platinum plaque the other day,
That's dope.
and it was a beautiful moment for us because I would say for us, I wasn't even a part of that, but it was just like I've seen him there, you know, in his
Working.
mom's fucking studio,
Grinding,
but
yo.
making me sound better, and I go, this guy deserves all the recognition in the world, and he mixed a great new song by Kofi. She's like a
Kofi, oh my god, the reggae artist?
yeah,
Uh-huh.
her big song. I don't know which one.
Shit.
It's one of her biggest.
I know
songs.
which one you're talking about. I don't know the name
He
either.
mixed it,
Oh shit.
so he got
that's
he
mad
got a Billboard
dope.
plaque. Yeah, so shout out to him.
Congratulations, man.
Shout out to him, definitely. And that was the switch. That was the first time I went to him because through Chris Manifesto, he knew him. He's done some things with him. And the first thing I ever did with him when I met him was he printed for me the first batch of 2 Cents.
Okay.
Because he knew somebody. So I met him there. I'm like, yo, what's up? He's like, yo, engineer, blah, blah. I'm like, damn, bro, I'm thinking about, switching out. My engineer at the time was going into another work, like in another, he was doing pictures and shit. So I'm like, damn, I got to switch it up.
Yeah.
I want somebody that does
Good for
this.
you. At least you recognize that.
Yeah, you got it right. It's just a business moves. You got to go, yo, this is my brand, my business. I got to switch it up. I went to him and we loaded up the beat, first song, year 21, and he was like, yo, and it was a beautiful moment of first,
Mad ill.
attention grabber. It was just like, and so once we did that, I'm like, well, what the hell? I did year 21, and I was talking about everything I had gone through and where I'm at, and I go, this would be cool. So every time, so it's funny, so year 21 is
Okay.
actually talking about my year 20. You get
Exactly.
me?
It's like a recap almost.
Recap. So
That's dope.
So now I did year 22, year 23, just year 24 was on Guilt Trip, and
course.
now I'm already like, damn, Lo, I gotta do.
It's coming up. November's around the
Yeah.
corner, yo.
November's. I'm trying. I never dropped one on my birthday, so I'm trying to.
You're aiming for that.
Aiming
Dope.
for that,
One of my
yeah.
favorite lines was when you said, "Oh, I'm putting on for the county a date, and the way that I'm cooking this new shit, my dog, you should be afraid." It's like putting on for the
Oh,
305
yeah.
for the crib.
Yeah,
I love
exactly.
that, and I like that you did that because I feel like it gives your fans something to look forward to. It's almost like the Drake timestamp tracks that he has. So it's like for Kevin Konnors, we're like, all right, we know he's gonna recap his
Yeah.
year with the year underscore, whatever year you're.
You always, I feel like as an artist, you gotta have your little things, whether it's your aliases, and I'm like Torpedo K and Double K on your rib, and like your little things. That those year tracks are definitely like one of my.
like little
I'll be making them till I'm like 66.
I hope so, because
Yeah.
like again, it's something for your fans to look forward to.
Damn, I wonder how it would sound at 60. Old as shit, right? Like, I just walked the dog and I fell. Like, probably be one of them. I mean, shit, I'm 66. What am I gonna rap about? Bitches and blunts?
I know that we already touched upon Andor a little bit. First of all, I wanted to ask you about. I've noticed something that's very prevalent in all your work is your artwork. Starting with 2 Cents, I noticed it was like the Breaking Bad, you and Abe Lincoln, which I thought was super fun and like festive, like it was just creative,
Yeah.
And then on Andor, you had like a scribble or something going on. So I just wasn't sure what that meant or if you did that intentionally or what that was.
That's the GOAT, man. That's Krono.
It was Krono? Okay.
Krono Lescano, best friend and fucking head of my
Artistry.
artistry. Yeah. He's amazing. All that, the scribble was the line, the scribble. That was
Okay.
and
or
it was scribbled line. I forgot how the fuck it was. But yeah, I just tell him like I need this,
and he comes up with the
and
vision.
I will never go to anybody else because that's my best friend and he's amazing, and that's just my boy. So
and he understands you. That's what
he understands me,
Yeah.
and it's great to feel comfortable with someone, and he knows me. I know him. Like, I don't want to do that. Stop being a bitch. All right, I gotta do that. Like,
I feel that. I have that same influence.
They did Guilt Trip, now the Verano cover, which we did it here while Hurricane Dorian was coming. I'm like, this motherfucker's gonna pull up right now, And we shot the picture, and yeah,
Awesome,
he's just
man.
really great. So it's him, yeah.
And on
So-
the cover, is that you and Ben Tree by any chance? Because that's what it looks like.
And what?
In the cover?
Oh, and or?
Yeah.
Oh, that was in the corner of his house, Ben Tree. Yeah, right
That's
by
what I used to
there.
hang out all the time. Yo.
You
I
saw
feel
the
that.
hood. It looked exactly the same. Yeah.
There's a couple collabs on this project. You had Danny Towers and Block Bezel. So how do you feel about collabing with other artists? Is that something that you look forward to or that you try to do on every project, or how is that
Well,
for you?
to be honest, now I used to be like, I guess anybody would be like, oh, I want to work with this guy. Oh, I'll hit him up, but I want more organic, connections and stuff. So
I feel that.
I would go looking for him. Block Bezel, a big like South like.
He's from
Miami.
Florida, right? I recognize that name.
He's
you know,
known.
like-
He's been with Iceberg. He's done something.
That's why I know him.
He's like a real dude,
Yeah,
and
man.
he. I even forgot how I kind of linked up with him. Oh, it was through Simba's cousins, friends. So he was his friend.
Okay.
And I'm like, yo, that's when I was still starting up. I'm like, I want to get a verse from him. And then I got that beat with him is so Ronnie J beat, which now he like
Dope. Yeah, of course.
blew
he blew
up.
up.
And at that time he was not as big, so I was able to still, get that for the low.
I feel that. And on this project, you have Year 22, which is a continuation of the series.
Yeah.
I just wanted to ask you in particular, where's that sample from? Because it talks about depression and that everybody deals with it in different ways and stuff. And I feel like I related to it. So I was just super curious, and I appreciated that you included that. Where's that from?
Kurt Cobain. Yeah. Kurt
There you go.
Cobain.
Makes all the sense in the world.
Everybody had especially at that time, they had like an infatuation with Kurt Cobain. Like everything, just him is cool. And now if you try to be like, yo, Kurt Cobain, you try wearing a Nirvana shirt, it goes like, dude, you're a tryhard, But at that
feel
point,
that.
it was like when it was still coming up of like, yo, Kurt Cobain, they had the clout glasses or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, damn, I loved, again, I'm shying away from that because it's kind of leaving, and I know you're super hip hop purist, but we're still kind of leaving from that of like, I used to love samples like.
But it's good that you grow into who you are. You know what I mean? That's a part of the process. I feel like I heard Joe Budden say it the other day on his podcast that like EPs are meant for artists to find themselves and their sound and to grow.
Exactly.
Especially with their fans too. Like, so I felt like I got that. So even though you went through those dark phases, like it's leading to where you want to be. You know what I mean? So
hell
you're
yeah.
finding yourself,
Hell
and
yeah.
I love that. And then on the other track that's super important on this project was Scum, that I saw I got mad love.
Yeah.
You did tours, you performed and shit in Orlando. So how was that for you, and how was receiving all that love for that track?
I was actually with my girl yesterday looking at I just went to SoundCloud. I never go to it because, like, you know, it kind of died off. Now I just post everything, you know, Apple, Spotify.
Yeah.
I'm getting a little bit of money when I
You know what I'm
play
saying?
my music, you know what I'm saying? Would play my shit because I'll get like 2 cents a play. So I went, I'm like, damn, let me check my SoundCloud out. This is this dusty as shit right now.
I heard all your shit on SoundCloud. So.
Yeah, thank you. And no, still at that point, even before, it was a great platform. So I went on it and I checked it out and I was like, damn, I'm close to 14,000
That shit's like at
plays.
13,000, yo.
Yeah,
it's dope. It's an accomplishment.
It's almost 14. So I was like, man, I remember this period, like, you know, this time. And I did, some shows, and that song was such a change for me because we were like, wow. My brother, I remember his quote was, yo, why are you so mad? And I'm like, nah, bro, because
I love that.
still kind of discovered myself, still in that time where I was kind of more like aggressive, screaming.
It was
type
like
of
a
thing.
screamo energy. That's what
It
I
was
wrote
a
in my
screamo
notes.
energy, and
Yeah,
I really liked
literally.
it. At that
Yeah.
point, it was coming up, and I'm like, let me try it. And
It was like the underground sound.
and I saw the performing. I went up to Tampa and Orlando, and I performed, and the energy was like insane. Like, people were like, and after, like, what the fuck, and taking pictures of me. What the hell? No one ever wants to take a picture of me. Taking pictures of me, and they would comment like, yo, Orlando was the best. No, Tampa was the best. And I was like, wow. So that has a place in my heart, definitely. Scum.
I also love that in the exit verse, you literally say your arms are too short to spar with God. So I felt like that was kind of like a salute to Nas. And I feel like even, like, I know you're straying away from that, but I feel like you do that. Like, you pay homage. You did it to Big Pun with the Little Italy. You kind of like flipped that bar. And now you did it with Nas. Nas is like my favorite rapper, so I had to mention that. And I also noticed too, when you're performing in Orlando, you had long ass hair. Like, what happened to that? Like, it was like a whole nother Kevin, yo. I didn't even recognize you.
Yeah, it was definitely a different era. I don't know. Again, I was trying to just fucking wild out, and my thing was like performance. I was super big on it. So
Oh, like head nodding
showing
and
your-
head banging and shit.
Yeah, so I was like,
that's dope.
I don't know what I was doing.
And also, too, I guess like cutting it too was like a rebirth, like letting everything go. I'm
yeah,
sure, right?
I never wanted to cut it, and I'm like, I want to braid it, but then I was like, let's just cut this shit off and not even think about anything. So,
I mentioned your cover art earlier, and then one of the Lucy's that you released is called For Real. I love that on the cover art, first of all, you had all your boys on it, and then you had the upside down American flag. Like, I thought that was so raw, and I appreciated it so much, and I felt like the song was catchy as fuck. Like, I felt like it had potential, you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
hope that people really dig into that one, because it was super dope.
yeah, thank you.
And then, the major project you released was Guilt Trip that recently dropped, and, was that your first full album, you would say?
Yeah.
Because you said that you poured yourself into that one, and it took the longest, I guess. So.
That's the one that I felt, that I'm like, okay, like, forget 2 cents, forget it. This is my first package, like, correctly delivered. I mean, again, to the moment, you do the best you can at that moment. But still now listening back to it, like, it's not that cringe thing. It's like,
No, it's dope.
I love that project.
And
you know?
speaking of the cover art, like, initially when I first started, I felt like it was such an attention to detail. Like, you had Lo on that bitch, you had your mom on there, you had your dog.
Yeah.
I didn't notice what the books were. What were the books? So you had like a bunch of shit stacked.
Inglés sin barreras. And what's funny,
Yo.
I would like to touch on that, is I was
you are
selling.
amazing, yo. That's great.
I was selling them bitches for a while.
Really? Oh shit.
Yeah.
See that it makes sense though.
Yeah.
Like, it just,
And then my mom.
it's like such a touch with the journey you've been through. Like, you had to probably do that to just provide for shit that you were trying to get accomplished.
Some studio time, yeah, definitely.
Bro, I love that. It brings more to your story, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love the banner too, that you just guys spelled out Guilt Trip, Kevin Konnors. It was just like a
Yeah.
perfect touch, you know what I mean?
Yeah, thank you,
And
thank you.
speaking of your mom, I feel like the relationship that you guys have is very strong. She's in a lot of your intros, and how is that for you, like that, having her featured on your projects? How's that feeling?
I love that bitch.
Oh, yo. Moms, yo.
I love her, and I'm a mama's boy, definitely, and
She's a sweetheart. Like, even in the beginning of Guilt Trip, that she was like, I could just tell that she supports you.
The
like,
quote.
I love, she actually
Yeah.
talked about God. Like, oh my God, what a sweetie.
Funny because she reads, and then she got on Facebook, and now she's like on Facebook every day. So she was like, she always reading me shit that she sees on Facebook. Mira esto, like a meme, and I'm like, I saw a meme like 3 years ago, and she's reading it now. And so what I do with her is I'll ride around in the car, and we talk a lot again, like I love
Like friends.
her. Yeah, like she's like my best friend, and we talk about everything. I can tell her like anything, and then so we're always riding around the car, and then I'll catch her like she's like I guess that's where I got it from. I go on these rants, like these fucking.
Whatever
like,
comes
like,
to your
like
mind.
Kanye says, streams of consciousness. Like I just go on this,
That's so
and
funny.
then I'll just take out my phone, and when she's saying like, I'm like, oh, I might get something good out of this. I record her. She doesn't even know. I start recording her, and that's where I got the intro, and that's where I got the intro for Verano too. That
Of course, which is super raw. We're gonna get into.
we're
that.
gonna get into. I didn't want
to.
to. Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, great relationship with her, and I just caught her on that intro.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yo. And on Guilt Trip, we're actually gonna play the first song officially on the interview. It's Pink Slip.
Picks it.
Super excited about this one because it's like a fun, super fast flow, and I
Yeah.
feel like people would really enjoy this one. So, how did you feel making this track? What made you like release this one? I think it was the first one you released off the project. Was it Pink Slip?
Again, my memory is so bad. I don't know if no, it wasn't. It wasn't. I don't know which ones I released, but that one, no, that one's on the project.
Okay, it's just on it.
Because I just remember people being like, oh, fuck, that's my favorite
Like,
one.
that's the one.
So after they heard the
Okay.
project, yeah.
Your flow is super on point. Like I said, it's super fast paced, and I love also when like the beat changes. You also address that. Like you just rap on the beat, you just pick up the flow. I love that switch up, and I want the people to hear it and get a vibe off of you off of
Okay.
Guilt Trip. So we're gonna introduce that track next. If you don't mind doing the honors of introducing
Hell yeah.
Pink Slip for everybody.
Pink Slip.
Session TV.
Torpedo K, Doble K. Well, that's the Spanish shit. But right now, it's not the Spanish shit. It's Pink Slip. Check that out.
Guilt
Cheers.
Trip. Session TV. We'll be right back.
I'm taking shit. Pink Slip, Pink Slip. Don't drip, mix that with a rum sip. I don't really wanna run no lip. Fuck that nigga, bump my shit. She take bumps and smoke that clip. I don't really wanna wipe that bitch, but if I snatch that pussy, well that's a pink slip. I said like don't drip, mix that with a rum sip. I don't really wanna run no lip. Fuck that nigga, bump my shit. She take bumps and smoke that clip. I don't really wanna wipe that bitch, but if I snatch that pussy, well that's a pink slip. I said like don't drip, B2K bump, yeah. I need that yeah. I need that what's up, yeah. I need that let's get back to your crib, talking like Brick or what live, what this life gotta give, say, what this life gotta give. I want it all, sit on the surface, talking like float, talking like perfect, talking like her, with the round peach, I go in, 100 rounds deep. I don't know a nigga that's fucking with me, I don't know a nigga that's fucking with me. I need a paddock, what like Felice, cute little hoe, say she Felice, pay for no pussy, got it Felice. I need 5 O's, not like police, tryna be set for my nephew and niece. Still niggas hate, but no I'm a beast, that's that shit I don't like, yeah. Like I'm Lil Reese, bet on myself, who wanna up that say it ain't mine. I'm screaming like fuck that shit, like don't drip, mix that with a rum sip. I don't really wanna run no lid, fuck that nigga bump my shit. She take bumps and smoke that clip. I don't really wanna wipe that bitch, but if I snatch that pussy, well that's a pink slip. I said like don't drip, mix that with a rum sip. I don't really wanna run no lid, fuck that nigga bump my shit. She take bumps and smoke that clip. I don't really wanna wipe that bitch, but if I snatch that pussy, well that's a pink slip. I said like, damn, I just took another hoe from a nigga. Damn, I just kept the whole from a nigga. I'ma light it up and take it to the face. If she drink my pale L's, make a cap another case. They call it ignorant, I'm saying savvy. Got a little Kylie, like my name Travis. Hit up the club, like I got caddy. Do rollin' loud, send me the Addy. Might jump out the window like Zion. You flick up with niggas like Neon. Can't relate, you a groupie, a peon. None of the same shit I be on. In hindsight, my mind right, I been right. Always falling for the shorty with the yoga pants, skin tight. It bode well to go in with no insight, no love, only loving when I'm in a windpipe. I've been at it since 09, an addict on my line. On go, who gon' test that? On bar, tryna set that. Goddamn. Torpedo K. 4-pack shawty. Pink slip, pink slip.
Like, ah, damn, I just took a move.
So that was Pink Slip by Kevin Konnors off his Guilt Trip project that just recently released. And I just wanted to touch upon a couple more tracks that were more up my alley on Guilt Trip,
Okay.
which were more of the hip hop shit. First of all, Tantrum with Sinbub. I felt like you guys both killed that shit. So how was that relationship with you and him, and how was that like recording and collabing with him?
That's my dog. I love Simba, man, and we're like, I think like 9 for 9 right now.
How'd you guys meet?
Middle school.
Okay,
And,
so it's a longtime friend.
Yeah, and then that's when I met Manifesto with the rapping and all that. So yeah, that's my boy. He'll hit me up, and it's funny because we're like best friends, but we're never in the studio with each other. Cause it's kind of like a little like we got a little beef going on. It's like a little competition, like
Friendly competition though. It pushes
it's like,
your
and
pen,
he'll
you know
he'll
what I mean?
show Low the song, he'll show Krono song, he'll show everybody's song, he won't show me, and it's always like a thing of like we trying to like
Push each other.
show. Like, I want you to hear it. And it's nice because, like, I'm always trying to impress him. He's always trying to impress me.
Dope.
But he'll be like, I got something for you. And I'm like, send it over. $300. Nah, I'm kidding. Nah,
Some
never.
friendly shit.
Nah, he'll send it over. And then I'm like, yeah, I'll fucking book the session. And I get so excited for it. I love being on features. It's, like, exciting.
So besides that, you had Year 24, which is kind of like the continuation on the album. So I thought that was dope. And then you had Inertia 2. By any chance, was that inspired by Mac? Because, like...
Bring it in. I'm like, when is someone gonna ask me where's Inertia 1?
Because
There's no Inertia 1.
listen, when he dropped that, I almost cried, yo. Like, first of all,
You're
he
a real
starts off the
one.
video like, you know, just building the beat, and then he's
Yeah.
like, yo, loop that shit, cause I'm about to spit some bars. And then, man, that song, I felt that so much, man. And then also, I love this line too, cause I felt like it was like a culmination of your whole project, and I brought
Yeah.
it back when you said, but if your trip has no guilt, then you probably cease to exist. And I feel like that's life. It's like the message, like you have to have regrets, you have to have mistakes, you have to have a bunch of shit. So I love that line. It was just like that whole song, it just hit home for me. So I really appreciated that.
Thank you,
Then
thank
it
you.
goes into Update and If I
Update.
Die to wrap up, which was a great closeout. You actually had Mac on that one with a sample. So it was,
I
you
might
know,
get sued for that one day, but
when he says a little more pain, that just makes for better music. So
that bar.
yo, it hits home, man.
That's why
So-
that goes hand in hand with the cadences. Felt a little pain, but it made for some nice cadences. So, you know, a little more pain. That's just better music.
It's all about
just
Mac today,
fire
baby.
music. When
Yeah, and I love too when you wrapped up the album when you said, "Hey, Konnors, how'd you get like that?" Like you just brought it right back, just wrap it up like a
Yup.
bow.
And
And it goes back to your sequencing and everything that
Yeah.
you're so attention to detail with your albums. I appreciated that.
Yeah, thank you very much for paying attention to that. And
So
yeah, how'd you get like that?
they're trying to question you.
How'd you get?
So now we finally arrived to your new EP, which is Verano. Just dropped. Double K. I love
Doble
that.
K.
I love that you brought up that alias. It's like your Spanish alias, and it goes good because like Anuel's like and it's like Double K, like Doble K. I love that, man.
No, what does he say? He says brr, what the fuck? Brr. I can't do it because I'm a fourth Puerto Rican, so I can't say the R's. It's horrible. Brr, I
loved
can't say it.
So what inspired? I'm just curious because we're from Miami. We're Latinos. Where are
Yeah.
you from exactly? Your family?
My family is Cuban, like my mom and dad. But my dad grew up in Puerto Rico, and
Oh.
his sisters are all Puerto Rican. His all
Oh, so
families are
no
Puerto-
wonder. It all makes sense
I
now.
swear,
You know,
it's
it's
so fucking
in
funny,
your
but
heart.
I've never been able to say the R. Yes, and that's
but
a
this
Puerto
is-
Rican thing.
I love that. Now that you say that, now that I learned that part of you, like
Yeah.
I love. It just makes sense now. Like, what made you start writing in Spanish? Like, what like incited that?
Cause it was easy. Nah, but it was. I'm not gonna lie. I was just like, man, for real answer is I go, okay. I'm in Miami. I'm Hispanic.
What's
A
popular
lot of
right
people.
now?
A lot of what's popular, but a lot of people around me like. It's so funny. I've been making music for so many years, and now I put that out. And I've never. I remember when I showed them Que Cielo for the first time in a room playing dominoes. We play dominoes like every Friday.
Love that.
Playing dominoes. And they played for my uncle Charlie. He was there. Again, he knows I make music. He's like, see, but he doesn't know
Yeah, of
what's
course.
going on.
It's hard for them to understand.
Play that
you know?
shit. And then
That reaction.
everybody. It was the most. I remember that I was like, damn, I want to record, and I did it. And I'm like, I'm just going to absorb it. And I just remember that memory forever. The first time I played a Spanish song.
Beautiful, yo.
And it was, like, I'll never forget that. I was like, dog, this
Like,
is...
I did something, you know? Like, yes.
And then they're like,
it connected.
tú tienes que hacer esto. Esto es, si tú haces español, tú lo vas a hacer, tú lo vas, you know, funny shit. And I'm like, let me just fucking go for it. And I'm not gonna lie, apart from the aside from the part that I think I'm, pretty good. But that Spanish came pretty easy.
And I hear,
Bar-wise,
I was literally gonna bring this up because first of all, you sound mad fluent, like it comes mad natural, which I think is a part of us being Hispanic. Like for us, like speaking Spanish is like sexy, it's fluent, it's like natural. And I felt like in your bars, like everything made sense. Like it just felt very beautiful. Like it's just beautiful. Like being Hispanic and Latino, I'm so orgullosa of that shit.
Yeah.
Because it's like, damn, like that's my shit, yo. And I just wanted to ask you, like, I'm sure your family now is proud of you for doing all of that, right? Like hearing Que Cielo and all this Spanish shit that they can like understand, and they're like, oh shit, he has something, right?
If you hear the intro, my mom's saying,
oh my god,
I
love her. She's the cutest.
This one wasn't Spanish. The other one, because I'm like, oh, this is an English project, and I get her on some funny, refy little.
Right.
But this one was like a Spanish, and again, I caught her again. Talking
Yo,
about
on
how
point.
She was talking about, we kept, and there was way more dialogue before that about the song.
Yeah.
So I'm like, dude, I need to get this. I started recording here. She was talking about how you could hear it in it, that's not fake. When I'm recording her, I'm putting that out. That is real. In fact, yesterday I was showing her the intro, and I wish I could have caught it. I didn't, so I'm like, I'm not gonna just like duplicate this. But she was hearing herself. She was having a terrible day. Like she was like, estoy tan frustrada. I'm like, bro, chill. I'm like, mira, te voy a hacer happy. She didn't even know.
Aww.
She didn't even know that she was on
that.
the intro of the new project. She knew I was dropping
sweetheart.
project. And then when I played it, she goes, she's so cute. She was in a little robe, and he's like, oh my, no te puedo creer, no te puedo creer. And then I was like, you know what? I'll just take this in and enjoy it. And she got so happy, and
you made her day, like literally.
I made her fucking day.
Qué linda, man. It must feel nice to have that in your corner, just like your mom believing in you and all that shit.
So again, that's what it was. That if my family's proud of it, my mom, as you hear in the intro, she was like, you know, yo te decía de las otras, like I told you of the other ones, and they were good, but this one and more because she understands it more, but apart because people really think that that's like one of my best songs. Like,
no, it's crazy.
In its entirety.
And I love what she said. Like, if anybody picked this up, like, it would go. Because, like, if you go out anywhere and we were in Miami, I promise you, I would hear any of your songs. Like, regular shit.
Even when she told me that, I was like, she brought it to my head. I was like, well, you know what? Like, I fuck around with being cocky or this and that. But, you know, I'm just, like, I eat shit or whatever. But I really, you're always kind of like, damn, is this good? Do people like this? She told me that, and I was like, this is some real shit. Like, if someone does pick this up and they drop this,
yo, you out of here.
Again, that's not even a cocky. This is a real. If you listen to that song,
it's blowing up. Like, this is
J
the
Balvin
time.
did that song, if Bad Bunny did that song, whoever, it's chart. You know
and you brought
saying?
up your sister too. Your little sister, I think it is, that she's always dancing and shit. I love that.
That's.
Oh my God, it's like the purest support you can get.
That's my. What I call it? My niece.
Your niece, okay,
Cousins.
Yeah. Your family, yo.
Family, it's a long story.
Doesn't matter.
But she's
the
the baby
point is
in
that
the
she's such a baby, and that the way that she picks it up and she dances.
baby in
and
the family.
Ay, qué linda, man. That shit's
The
beautiful.
cutest.
That's like your #1 promo girl. Like,
thing
I
in the
love
world.
her. She's so cute.
She is my promo star. She.
Qué linda, man.
Yeah.
For real. I celebrate you for that.
Thank you.
And having all that support with your family. So we're actually gonna play Que Cielo next, just to get you guys on that Verano vibe. So what? This was the first release you did, right? This was like the single of the project. You would say?
This was the single, yeah, definitely. I didn't release nothing else yet.
I like this song because it's fun. Like the beat is fire, and my favorite part for sure is when you say "No me digas nada, eres un sin nada." Hey, I love that shit because you definitely want to say sing out. Hey, you rip that shit. So again, I just want to introduce you guys to the song Que Cielo. I hope you guys enjoyed as much as I did. Just a fun vibe. This is what we're on for the Verano EP. It's gonna be Kevin Konnors, Que Cielo, Mel G, TheSessionTv. We'll be right back.
Doble K.
Que cielo ni cielo, que cielo ni cielo, no soy muy malo, pero no soy muy bueno. Que cielo ni cielo, que cielo ni cielo, dejo unas cuantas, o si una pone pero. Cielito, cielito, robo corazón como delito. La llevo pa' la cueva una vez y no repito. Me veo más lindo cuando solito, con botella botella y la juca yo no invito. Ve, yo me tobaste como Yaciel. Le gusta el Mercedes, el asiento de la piel. La llevo pa' la cueva, nunca pago por hotel. No te pongas brava, tú no eres mi mujer, pero ven, coge lo tuyo. Cuando ella grita, bueno, qué orgullo. Aprendido, como cocuyo. Trae tu amiguita, ve como yo la embullo. Pa' atrás, yo la encierro. Acá atrás, pa' atrás, da tu pasito, te voy a dar. Pa' atrás, yo la encierro. Acá atrás, pa' atrás, da tu pasito, te voy a dar. Cielo ni cielo, que cielo ni cielo. No soy muy malo, pero no soy muy bueno. Que cielo ni cielo, que cielo ni cielo. Dejo unas cuantas, o si una pone pero. Antes era ciego, ahora tengo vista. Soy callejero, siempre cojo pista. Mando mensajitos, se pone lista. No cree en mí porque siempre me revisa. Sin cita, siempre preparado. Ellos como dominó, siempre agachado. Yo VIP, tú pa'l lado. No me digas nada, eres un sin nada. Yo en Gucci, ella Prada. Diamante en el cuello, ella queda helada. Le gusta el momento, el dinero viene en java. Antes ella no dejaba, pero ahora tiene baba. Pa' atrás, yo la encierro. Acá atrás, pa' atrás, da tu pasito, te voy a dar. Pa' atrás, yo la encierro. Acá atrás, pa' atrás, da tu pasito, te voy a dar. Doble K, es verano, ahí estamos. Low, dímelo. ¿Por qué no? Goddamn.
Welcome back to the Session TV. That was Doble K with the song Que Cielo, hit track off of his EP Verano. I just wanted to ask you, because as I mentioned, like everything just felt mad natural. Have you ever thought about writing for other people, maybe like ghostwriting some Spanish shit?
Yeah, definitely. I've thought about it. I've been contacted about it.
All right.
And it's something that I definitely, hey.
Like you're willing to do, like you're ready.
You got that? You give me a little check with the little name on it. You know what I'm saying?
That's what matters,
yeah,
the bag,
bro,
yo.
100%. And I could just write something right now. I could write all the time, so I'm willing to do it.
Do you feel like you plan to do more Spanish stuff in the future?
So like on the last track, I was like, hice reggaeton, ahora todo coge giro, and I was like, posible me retiro. So maybe like, I wanted to get this off already. It's not like a burden, like, oh my God, I wanted people to hear it, and I think I made the songs good, and I kept it short. Like Joey said, that you said that EPs are like to see what's up.
Discover yourself,
So
yeah, man.
I did it, and now I really want to get back. I'm definitely looking.
You feel comfortable, right? Yeah, you sounded fucking mad ill, yo.
I already got it, but I want to get back to my English stuff, definitely. But I can't say I'm done with it because it's been hitting, you know?
And people are liking it. In Miami especially, like it's easy to get the appreciation and the love here because we relate to that. Like we understand it, you know what I mean? So I feel like once everybody else gets on that same tip, you might be out of here, yo. You never know. On top of that, we had Que Calor, which I felt like was a good dance track too. And Timbre following up right after. My favorite part was probably the beat because it just felt like mad. Like I just want to. All the songs reminded me of like mad sweaty house parties that I used to go to in middle school and high school.
So funny you said that because that's what it is.
Like the grinding, the dancing, like those are the things that I used to live for and like enjoy of my childhood.
Me
and
too.
like growing up, like those,
those house parties.
Hearing you rap and spaz and just like bringing that vibe, it was like, yo, I actually know somebody who's making that type of music. And then on the last track, Dime Algo, that one I felt like was a little different because you dipped into the bars on that one. Like it wasn't so much like the fun vibe. Like you close it out with those bars. So I love that, like between the flow switches and everything when you said like, pero tú dices mucho pero nunca haces, tú practico mucho pero a mí me nace. Like, oh my God, I love all that shit. Like it was great. I felt like the lyricism was there. Despite if it was in another language, like I appreciated that you still kept your foundation.
I was kind of letting him know like,
I got it in Spanish too, right?
I got it in Spanish, and like you people been trying it, but it just comes out of me.
And then I love the
So-
exit too, just to wrap up, that you put the voicemail at the end. It was just like a nice touch, like leave your hate mail.
Charlie, tío Charlie. That was my uncle. Yeah.
Yo, beautiful. It was just like a nice like.
I
bow
called
on
him.
top.
He was supposed to answer, but he didn't answer.
So you guys.
So his voicemail came on, and I go, the voicemail's better. So keep the voicemail. And when we played it for him for the first time, we actually have a video of it. When we played it for the first time, it was like, and like I said too, it's like, ¿cómo hicieron eso?
Not amazed.
When he
yo.
first heard it, he's like, that kind of sounds like me. That's what he said. So,
Ay, qué lindo.
you know, I try to keep it authentic, and I started with my mom, and I ended it off with him, and you know, the way that I'm acting nowadays is like, I'm trying to keep it, bro, you know what? I could one day, quote unquote, make it. If I don't, my people are happy with my music, and I love making my people happy, and I make the music to first play it for my people.
Amen.
And first send them that Dropbox link and in the group chat, and for them to listen to it, and that's what makes me happy, and
That's what it's all about, yo. I appreciate
I'm
that.
gonna keep it going.
And you know, just to wrap up here, just my biggest message in sitting down with you, and you know, even the brief meetup that we had prior to this interview, like the main message I felt that I got from you is that you're growing up, you're growing into a man, you've shed many skins and many lives, and like you're growing into this person that is exactly who you envisioned to be. And I love that, because that's the story of anybody, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I just love that you did that. And you know, between the music, I hear it in the music first and foremost, because like I said, from two Cents to the dark music to Guilt Trip to Verano, like you just feel the transition, you see the transition, you hear the transition, and even your hair, like everything, just the little details, you know what I mean? Like I appreciated that, because it just told your story, and it just shows like this is the man I'm trying to become, you know, this lighter person.
It's therapeutic for myself, and people want a story. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I want to create something, but this is, I'm creating, but this is 100% authentic.
Yeah.
This is
It's your
not
story.
some Instagram boomerang little clip.
Some bullshit, yeah.
Some
This
bullshit.
is like real Kevin Connors
me.
shit.
The hair changes, everything changes, the music changes. It's all authentic. I'm like this. I'm always outlandish, this and that, but I'm also very my sentimental side, and I go, you know, what's therapeutic is sharing it with
Yeah,
people.
gets you
and,
through shit
and when I
sometimes.
share it and people go in with me, and I have people that,
Feedback.
you
Yeah.
know, I have those few fans that create my other fans, but I focus on my few fans, and they're happy with me, and I'm happy with me right now.
It's a great
so
feeling,
I feel
yo.
good right now. I feel great.
Good. I
and
congratulate you on all this.
thank you.
It's like a transformation, you know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
caterpillar, you just like blossoming, you know what I mean? So it's nice to see that. And what are your, you know, plans for the rest of 2019, or you know, for the rest of?
So now is I've been trying to be just more like consistency is the name of the game. So now more than ever now, I've declared myself, and I've said it. And if you believe in the universe or whatever you believe in, and you just say that shit, I'm an artist, and I'm gonna be an artist forever. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter what brings me my little green paper, but I'm an artist, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna be an artist, and I'm not gonna stop. And I'm ending this year. I'm not saying there's gonna be another project, but 2020, you gonna feel me. So
Amen, yo. And I hope
yeah.
they continue for the rest of eternity, man.
Yeah.
And what about like any collabs or anything, or like music videos for the Verano EP that we should look forward
So
to?
que cielo if Krono comes back from Trinidad. Hopefully, you
Shout out
know
to
what I'm
Krono.
saying? Shout out to Krono.
The
Shout out
homie.
to Krono.
The homie.
But I love him. But if he comes back, imagine he never comes back. When he comes back, yeah, that's definitely a plan. And then I'm working with, like I said, Mikey Low, Yucky Pour, the up and coming. I gotta shout out my boy Rebel, King Rebel.
He was on a feature, right? He was
yeah,
killing shit.
Numb and No Love, which is one of those songs I talk about that's what I want to make now. Like, he's so fucking good. And I'm just focused right now on organic stuff and making myself feel good and my people feel good and doing this shit. Literally started from the bottom, now we're here. Like,
I
from the jump.
appreciate that, yo.
You know what I'm saying?
Congratulations. I want to salute you for, you know, all your transformations, and you're just learning about yourself, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And learning yourself through the music.
Thank
And
you.
I want to thank everybody for joining me on the Session TV. It's been a pleasure to sit down with Kevin Konnors, Doble K, on that 1 year anniversary of Mr. Mac Miller. Had to show love to him,
R.I.P.
and
the boy.
I felt like it was appropriate to sit down with you today.
Yes.
So I really appreciate that, and thank you all for joining me. I hope you continue to check out his music on all DSPs right now. Verano EP just dropped, Guilt Trip album just dropped. And I
And hey, man, she's really good. She's a fucking amazing, all right?
Shout out
so
to Vince
fucking go
Rives.
watch all her motherfucking shit, okay? All the fucking time.
Thank
If
you,
you're gonna listen to
Kevin.
me, you gotta watch her. You know what I'm saying?
Yo,
Thank you.
Mad love. Shout out to Vince Rives for the media, for the visuals, my manager, Mimi, cousin Lo.
Me, low.
All love. Thank you guys for being here on the Session TV. One love.
I'd like
We
to
out.
return to the
What's up?
Yo, man, thank you.
Mom.
You gotta do the cool thing. Oh, shit, I gotta stretch my legs. Oh.
I think that we should start with the session. But before we begin, let me ask you a few questions. Have you?
Dile ahora a la cámara, dile. Hi, I'm Kevin's mommy.
Kevin, mami. Que voy a la calle a hacer unas cosas.
Ay,
Bye,
bueno, un
nena.
placer. De verdad. Igualmente.
Bye,
Mom, look at it. Vuelta.
Vuelta. ¡Epa! ¡Eh!
Pretty thick. Get out of here. It's goddamn Torpedo K, Doble K, Verano out now. You already know what the fuck going on. It's too hot. Que calor. I gotta jump in this bitch. You already know. Hey!